You know, in the first year on a new business, we hit sales of 8 million. My name is Jackie Mayimela. I've got a company called KAELO Resources Pty Ltd. Currently have a bottle store business falling under KAELO, and then looking at other consultancy ventures under KAELO as well. My first interaction with Carmen was in a corporate field. And then part of the corporate field was to prepare myself to be on a director level on an Africa scale. When I met Carmen, I think it was 2 months back into the country, because I was in Nigeria for about 2 to 3 years. And then I decided to say, look, things are not panning out according to my expectations. So I decided to venture out and be an entrepreneur. Of which I think it was lucky, because of already that relationship was there. So the things the mandate that Carmen was going to help me with were very much critical in my business setups. And then the scope changed slightly, more detail, more focus into saying, what do I need to achieve to be able to, firstly, to start a business, and then to have a successful business. The first 3 months was actually frustrating, because I had to move the opening of the business about 3 times, because thinking that, no, you know, it will take a month to get a liquor license, and it took forever. And then during that time, you get frustrated. At some point, I thought maybe I should open up something else instead of the liquor business. But, you know, through the coaching that I got, is to be persistent, put the eye on the ball, knowing to say whatever, at the time that it comes through, then it will happen. And really, we were able to stick around. I mean, I had a team that I was paying a salary without necessarily generating the top line sales. But that actually was quite beneficial, because it gave us enough time to bond with the team, to understand them, for them to understand what the vision is, to train them on the systems. We had the systems and everything. The only thing was the product that we didn't have. You know, from a corporate world, you're quite shielded. I mean, there's people who are responsible for strategy. Yes, you fit into the strategy, but you're more focused on your functional area. You're not actually looking at the whole business cycle. And working with Carmen, the critical aspects was to look at the whole business chain. And then really what was critical was the insights that I gained from Carmen was the methodologies that she put into place. You know, we had a structured process to say, what do you want to achieve firstly? What is your vision? As a business person, what do you need to look out for? What do you set up? And then moving from the functional perspective, but looking at things globally from a high-level perspective, and making sure that all your ducks are in a row. So those are some of the coaching aspects that she was able to impart to me. And then I was able to impart to the team to make sure that we're actually stocking the right type of products that the market is looking for. Working with Carmen, some of the improvements that I've noted really is, in particular, moving into the entrepreneurial side, is to be able to have a courage, being able to have a plan. Because you cannot be courageous if you don't have a plan. So, you know, having a plan and being able to know what works, what might not work, and then if it doesn't work, what are the counter actions? Then that really gave me the courage to say, look, this is the right direction, let me take it. And then continuously reviewing what your strengths are. And then to be able, I think one of the most important things that I've learned from Carmen is to leverage from your strengths, without necessarily forgetting what your areas of weaknesses and development are, but to leverage from your strengths. And those are the things that makes a difference. And that's where I think from a mindset perspective and a directional perspective, this is where Carmen made sure that I know what my strengths are, I know what the business strengths are, and to be able to play on those strengths. And those are some of the things that, especially if I had any questions, Carmen was very much open. I could drop an email. It was not necessarily always a telephonic conversation. I could drop an email, she could respond, whether it be a WhatsApp, and then if things were not clear, she could drop me a call, and then we chatted about those type of things. So those types of open engagements we're value adding in the coaching process that she actually applies to ensure that I'm successful in whatever I'm doing, and then I'm able to learn and grow. And then how do I know if I'm going off the rail? And that's where really the coaching process of Carmen from an openness came through. Within 2 months, the business was already profitable or above the break-even point. And we've been able to sustain that. If we could have started incorrectly, we're not even going to hit break-even. And then I would not be sitting where I'm sitting now to say we've got a business. If I look at how much investment as a layout and the returns that we got from partnering and working with Carmen, they are thousandfold on a serious note, because of being able to have a business that's sustainable. In the first year on a new business, we hit sales of 8 million, okay, top line, and profitable business. And then when you're looking at that into saying how much you spent, that's why I'm saying it's over 1,000 times. Whether we spend 100,000 on that coaching, 6-7 months coaching session, and then being able to start a business from zero, and in the first year to be able to hit 8 million. So you can see that it's the returns are quite phenomenal. And then also it's not only about the top line, but also the critical thing that I always pride myself in, which Carmen was instrumental in the success of the business, the team that we hired, that we brought into place, because of really some of the questions to say, what is the values that the business stands for? And then what people do you want to bring on board to be able to support that value? And we're able to bring the right type of people, mature people, people that are hungry, who are willing to grow. And then also understanding that some part of the growth, the plans that we worked on with Carmen was to grow the business. And then making sure that we're recruiting people that will be able to learn, will be able to grow, and then with time be managers of other businesses that we actually, to be able to develop from within and be able to have people running the businesses. So those are some of the key competencies and returns and insights that working relationship and coaching session gave to us. And then I was able to challenge my team and then be able to make sure that I recruit the same type of people that have got the same mindset, the same business understanding for us to be able to be successful. The coaching that I've got from Carmen, has it been able to give me a competitive advantage or edge? I would say certainly yes. And then why am I saying so? I went into a franchise with Liquor City, and the type of working relationship that I had with them, because of, firstly, they gave us 10 suppliers to work with from setting up a business. We went through with each and every of those suppliers, interviewed them as part of the business setup, but looking at alternatives, ways of setting things, we did not go with either of them. We went and sourced alternative, cheaper, but same type of quality, if not more, of people to help us set up the business. Whether you're talking about the IT infrastructure to run the business, whether you're talking about the furniture, whether you're talking about the branding. So we're able to set up the business without necessarily going with what the franchisee was looking for, but working with them, which is part of that stakeholder management that I've mentioned before. And then whenever there's a new business that's being set up, they're being referred to us to say, go and see those guys, because of they were able to set up fantastic things without necessarily following some of our infrastructure layout. So those are some of the things that really you can see that the value output from the coaching session, where then it has elevated me from here to that particular level, and then those competencies are being seen as great competencies by our franchisees to help other new business setups. If we become the benchmark, yes, and they see that we're doing things that are very much different, which is quite successful. Yeah. If I had a friend or a colleague looking for a coach, would I recommend Carmen? Most certainly. And the reason why Carmen is the ideal coach for them to partner with, to support in their developmental areas and their success area, it's her passion for the job, her interest in what you're actually wanting to achieve and wanting to develop. And Her experiences, you know, she brings about a wealth of experience and insights, and sharing some of the examples to say what has worked, what hasn't worked, for you to be able to open up your mind about stuff. So how she actually opens up your minds, how she actually supports your developmental aspects. And yeah, those are the three things for me. Passion, insights, and experience. And the passion is to say, look, she's passionate about what she's doing. You know, she's got lots of energy. The energy as well rubs up into you. She's got energy in what she's doing. When you're going to meet with her, you know, even if you're tired that day and you sit, and then that energy rubs into you, and then immediately, you know, you're up and running, and you're thinking, because of also, you're not only meeting with no objectives. You always have an objective, feedback to say, okay, this was the objectives, how did you go through? So, you know, it was a structured, more of a properly structured process. You know, business is business, but whatever I want to fulfill is not only about Jackie, but also the holistic aspects about my family, my interests, my hobbies and stuff like that. So she took keen interest in understanding who I am, who is my family, you know, how did I grow up? How did I make it to be where I am? And then where do I want to be? So, you know, that type of interest in saying, who am I? It's not about, you know, another just transaction, ticking the box, moving along to the next one. No, it was not about that. You know, when you're working with her, it's like you are the only customer or your only client that she's working with. Meanwhile, she's got multiple of clients. You know, when she's there for you. And then it's not only about an hour or two of engagement. If there's any questions that you have overnight, whatever, she's responsive. And she takes keen interest into your business and into what your vision is. At the end of the day, do you teach someone to fish or do you give them a fish? So, you know, that analogy, she teaches you how to actually fish so that things are sustainable. And also she gives you a level of confidence to be able to apply those skills and teach other people. As I said, there's new business people that I interact with. I'm applying some of those skills that I've acquired in interacting from that coaching session, some of the processes. Obviously, it's not, I'm not coaching them, but it's giving them ideas. Have you thought about this? Have you done this? So she opens up your mindsets. So therefore, I would not hesitate to recommend her to any of my peers or other executives who want to actually develop into that level.